Hi guys, thanks for clicking. I'm Oscar. I'm from Peru, where a neutral Spanish is spoken. I know that you probably heard about the Incas and Machu Picchu, right? Yeah, I'm from there. I'm gonna address you the following question. How did we learn to speak our native language? Wasn't that by shadowing, but imitating the sounds our parents and friends made? Of course it was like that, right? That's the easiest way, by the way, and that's why famous polyglots such as Benny Lewis use it. I like to use this technique a lot, but for an strange reason, I like to study grammar from the very beginning. I know, it's weird, but let me be like that. I'm currently studying Japanese, Chinese, and a little bit of German. That's why I know how challenging it could be to learn foreign languages. We know the time is valuable, right? I like to listen to podcasts in many languages while doing another activities. That way I save too much time, right? So yeah, now I'm gonna head and show you how are we going to approach the learning process. Let's watch it. I know guys that most of you want to practice your speaking. You want to be able to talk about your interests and hobbies, things that you love to do in Spanish as well. That's why this is gonna be your first homework. I would like you to send me a video about talking about yourself as much as you can so I can know what kind of vocabulary I can provide you. The more you talk about yourself, the more easier for me to know what kind of vocabulary you need. In order for you to understand me, I will adjust my speaking speed to your needs. I can talk as slow as is needed, or I can either speed up. For conversation practice, we'll talk about your main interests, the things you love to do, the things that you cannot live without it, such as math, physics, biology. Just kidding. I like to talk about everything. For reading practice, we can use website right here. Inicial, intermedio y avanzado. Let's click on intermedio. Let me show you. We can choose any story. Let's click on the text. Do you see this highlighted word? You just click on that and the meaning pops up. As you see, this is a really helpful website for you Spanish learners. We can practice from here. Let's get outside and let's take a break for a while. Since I live in the United States, I've heard many ways of speaking Spanish. I have heard the Mexican Spanish, the Republican Dominican Spanish, the Chilean Spanish, the Ecuadorian Spanish, I don't know. You name it, and I have probably heard that way of speaking Spanish. So if you want to learn a specific Spanish, you know that you can count with me. Okay, for writing practice, we can use Google Docs, yes, and we can type alone, as you see. Whenever you are speaking, I can type what you are saying. By doing so, you will not only know how to say that word, but you will know the spelling as well. Yeah. For grammar, we can use Lingolia, available in many languages. The explanation is in English, but you can change it into Spanish if you want to. Here, let's see. Spanish grammar tenses. Let's pick pretérito pluscuamperfecto for the sake of curiosity. Okay, here's the explanation, and at the bottom there are exercises. So, for instance, right? Mario comer mucho antes de tirarse a la piscina, por eso tuvo un corte de indigestión. Mario había. Oh, let me switch into Spanish keyboard. Había comido. Okay, so then let's check it. Yeah, it's right. And if you want to see the translation, just hover over this eye right here. You see? Wonderful. I forgot to mention, but I can also record our sessions. The beauty of having a record session is that you can speed up, multiply by 2 the speed, right? So you can also see your mistakes in more depth. And yeah, I will just need your Gmail account and I can send it to you. Let me show you a sneak peek of a record session. Cuenta que el imperfecto siempre te da la sensación de un espacio de tiempo, ¿no? El futuro perfecto, mira, ¿lo ves? La primera oración, si no te he llamado a las 10, continúa por favor.
Se no te he llamado a las 10 seguramente porque habré tenido algún entendimiento.
Okay, and in order to learn more vocabulary, I already gave you your homework to send me a video in advance. But for pronunciation, there is a useful website called Forbo. Just let me show you. You can hear how the native speakers pronounce any word. That's amazing. Yeah. For instance, perro.
Perro.
Okay. And you can also listen to that word in a sentence.
Un hombre mordió a un perro.
Yeah. I also like this website because explains the grammar with pictures is easier to understand. You see, many students struggle with the subjunctive, but this website I highly recommend you. Thank you so much for having watched this video. Final thoughts. When it comes to learn languages, it's convenient to know a few shortcuts, isn't it? Have you heard about the memory palace technique? I bet you have. Basically, it consists in choose a place that you know really well, and you're going to put facts and concepts into that place. Okay? This is based in the idea that we used to be hunters and gatherers, so we can have a good sense of the space. Yeah, because we need, in order to go back to the cave, we need to remember the road or something like that, right? Okay. For learning vocabulary, there is something that you can find in the Benny Lewis book, Fluent in 3 Months, that basically what it does is link the new word that you are learning to something familiar, maybe something that you have in your native language or in another language that you have previously learned. I wanted to also show you this wonderful course available in Coursera. It's totally free. Learning how to learn. So, did you know that there are 2 modes to learn? The diffuse mode and the focus mode. The focus mode, we mainly use it when we are solving math problems, because you are really focused in that. And whenever you got stuck, if you know how to switch into the diffuse mode, that's gonna help you a lot. You will come up with a solution right away. How will you be induced in those modes? Well, it's not easy to be induced in the diffuse mode, but with a little bit of practice you can do it. But the natural way to be in the diffuse mode is when you are about to sleep. You are like this, or whenever you take a hot shower, you are prompted to think in a different way, right? So there are 2 different ways of approaching any problem, 2 different ways of thinking, and this course will help you with that. So, I'm looking forward to meeting you, and I'll see you. Bye bye.
Pawn e7 to e6.
That moment is crucial.